Getting some breaking news in the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Search for Nancy Guthrie.
The FBI just pulled a move no one saw coming. It points right at a group hiding in plain sight. 7 weeks. That's how long this case has gripped the country. Agents didn't just go back to the neighborhood to chat. They weren't there for casual interviews or to knock on random doors. They showed up with a specific target. They wanted names, real ones, not descriptions, not maybe timelines. They demanded the identity of every worker near her home, every contractor, every laborer, anyone on a job site before she vanished on February 1st. This changes the game. This one detail flips the investigation on its head. By the end of this, you'll see the whole picture. Let's look at what we actually know. January 31st, 2026. Nancy Guthrie, 84. She is the mother of Today Show's Savannah Guthrie. She just finished dinner with her family. Her son-in-law drops her off at 9:48 p.m. 2 minutes later, the garage door shuts. She was home. She was safe. That was the very last moment of normal. What followed was a brutal 41-minute window. At 1:47 a.m., the front door Nest camera goes dark. At 2:12 a.m., a sensor picks up movement. At 2:28 a.m., her pacemaker's Bluetooth signal just stops. Her phone was still in the house. She wasn't. It was fast. 41 minutes. That's all it took. Whoever did this was ready for every single second. Now, look at what happened this week. Brian Enton from News Nation has been boots on the ground in Tucson. He confirmed the feds are back. They're hitting up every homeowner with an active construction project nearby. They aren't asking for vibes. They want the full roster, the names, the paper trail, every contractor, every laborer, anyone who stepped foot on those sites in January. Total transparency. It's not just one property. There are multiple sites in the area. The FBI wants every list. Retired agent Steve Moore was blunt about this. The theory of the crime has never shifted. Investigators believe Nancy was a target. She wasn't picked by mistake. She was chosen. To target a woman like Nancy, you have to be in her world. You need her schedule, her patterns. Where are you watching this from? Tell me your city in the comments. I am still here. You don't have to know her personally. You just have to know her environment, and you need time. Look at the Catalina Foothills. It's wealthy, quiet, high-end. Construction projects are everywhere. A work truck on the street? No one looks twice. It's normal. It's expected. A crew 1 block away has a direct line to her driveway. They see who leaves. They see who stays. Over weeks, they learn the rhythm of that house. They see the vulnerabilities. They watch. No one asks why they're there. It's proximity. That is how you plan a hit. But here is the thing. Building permits are public record in Tucson. They're all right there. Every licensed guy who filed for a project in January 2026 is traceable. Right now, the FBI is running those names through the system as we speak. They're hunting. But there is a forensic detail most people missed. It's small, but it's everything. The FBI found thumbnail images from Nancy's backyard and pool cameras. Small glimpses of life. Those cameras recorded weeks of routine stuff. Landscapers, family, maintenance. Nothing was wrong. ABC and CBS both confirmed the feds recovered that footage. It was all totally normal. But the night Nancy was taken? Nothing. Not a single frame was recorded. The one night they needed them most, the cameras went silent. The FBI called it odd. Now agents are asking neighbors about their internet. Did it die on the night of February 1st? People told NBC and Fox that their connection cut out during that exact window. It happened. One neighbor checked his Ring camera and found a total blackout. He called it uncanny. The feds are looking for a signal jammer, a device to kill the digital witness. There's a suspect in the doorbell footage with something in his pocket. It looks like an antenna. Was this a job site watcher or an inside job? Let me know. I am still here. Look at the construction angle. A signal jammer isn't just some impulse buy you make on your way to a crime scene. You source it early. You research exactly what cameras the target has, what network they're using, and what tech will kill them. That intel requires physical familiarity with the property. It takes time spent watching closely without ever being questioned by the locals. But a man in work gear on a street full of active construction sites, he has the perfect cover built right in. Nobody calls the cops. Nobody asks him what he's doing. That isn't a coincidence. That's calculated, deliberate access. Now, here is the detail that really hits hard once you sit with it. The FBI is specifically hunting for footage from 2 dates. January 11th and January 24th. Agents have been standing in living rooms, watching neighbors scroll through their archived footage from those windows. For January 11th specifically, the Pima County Sheriff's Department is demanding video from 9 p.m. until midnight. That precision matters. That isn't a guess. Both of those dates were Saturdays, and Nancy went missing on a Saturday night going into Sunday morning. 3 Saturdays, one pattern. If the suspect had a normal weekday job, the weekends were his only window to haunt that area. He could walk those streets without anyone thinking twice. It was his time to move. The FBI isn't picking these dates out of a hat. They believe something was caught on camera that links to their prime suspect. On February 10th, the Bureau released frames from Nancy's own doorbell camera. The suspect is roughly 5 feet 9 inches to 5 feet 10 inches. He has an average build. He's wearing a black ski mask and an Ozark Trail backpack you can buy at Walmart. He also has a firearm holstered in an unusual spot right near the center of his waist. Very specific. But that mask didn't hide as much as he thought. Retired FBI agent Jennifer Coffindaffer told Newsweek he's actually very identifiable. You can see his eyebrows, a black mustache, even a pinky ring. She thinks someone out there already knows this guy's name. Retired profiler Jim Clemente added a detail that should make everyone in that neighborhood lose sleep. The suspect didn't cover his mouth. He spent 41 minutes inside that home just breathing, potentially dropping DNA on every single surface with every single breath he took. Clemente thinks he's likely in his 30s or 40s with no real criminal history. He's the kind of guy whose behavior changed. People around him would have noticed something was off before and after the hit. Are you still here with me? The FBI pulled mixed DNA from inside Nancy's house. More than one person was there, but it didn't hit on CODIS. That database has 19 million profiles, and he wasn't one of them. So they turned to investigative genetic genealogy. That's the same science that finally caught the Golden State Killer. But top expert C.C. Moore says there's a massive problem. Investigators currently can't pull the mixed profiles apart. The software they have right now isn't strong enough to resolve the sample. Some estimates say it could take a full year to fix. That tells her the FBI is waiting on science that doesn't exist. That is a long time to wait for justice. A very long time. That's why the work the FBI is doing on the ground right now is so critical. They aren't just waiting for labs. The construction worker canvas. The frantic collection of names from every job site near Nancy's home. This is the real play. This might be the fastest way to find him. Retired agent Maureen O'Connell believes more than one person knows the truth. She says the people holding this secret are sitting in an air fryer right now. The heat is turning up. $1.2 million is sitting on the table. It's anonymous. Someone close to him is doing that math every day. Nancy Guthrie has been missing for 48 days. That is 48 days of silence. She closed her garage door on a Saturday night, and that was the last normal moment of her life. Then, everything changed. Somewhere out there, someone worked a shift with the man on that porch. Someone saw him in the neighborhood in January. You recognize those eyebrows, that mustache, that ring. You've seen them before. If you worked in the Catalina Foothills in January or February, or know someone who did call 1-800-CALL-FBI, or go to tips.fbi.gov, the reward is $1.2 million. That's life-changing money. It doesn't have to be some massive, dramatic clue. Sometimes the person who breaks a case is the one who saw something ordinary. You might not have realized it mattered until right now, but it does. That person might be watching this at this exact moment. If that's you, what city are you in? Drop a comment.